is The Four.
Video from the border crossing between Tijuana and San Diego shows migrants who have set up camp waiting at the San Ysidro border crossing. And we are seeing similar scenes playing out all across the U.S.-Mexico border right now. Title 42, which allowed the U.S. to quickly turn away migrants during the pandemic, is set to expire at the end of the night. Welcome, everyone, to The Four. I'm Alex Savage.
And I'm Heather Holmes. Border officials are preparing for an expected surge of crossings. Our political reporter Greg Lee joins us now. And Greg, by all accounts, that surge already happening.
Yeah, Heather, Alex, Border Patrol says Tuesday alone, more than 11,000 migrants crossed illegally, and the number is only expected to grow. White House officials say they have been preparing for nearly 2 years, enacting strict measures and more legal pathways, while border towns and law enforcement say they are being pushed to the limit. A growing camp of migrants continues to wait at the San Ysidro border between the U.S. and Mexico. Federal officials, border communities, and migrants bracing for the end of Title 42. The pandemic-era policy allowed the U.S. government to quickly expel many people who crossed the border, hoping to apply for asylum since 2020. U.S. officials say they've already seen influxes along the border.
We have surged 24,000 Border Patrol agents and officers, thousands of troops, contractors, and over 1,000 asylum officers and judges.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas outlined the Biden administration's approach, including a new rule that penalizes asylum seekers who enter illegally or who have not sought protection in another country they passed through or made an appointment through the CBP One app. Issues persist. Many report the app is glitchy, with very few appointments available.
Our borders are not open. People who cross our border unlawfully and without a legal basis to remain will be promptly processed and removed.
Despite the warning, many migrants have made the long and often dangerous trek to places like Tijuana, hoping to cross.
Seeing the article is ending on May 11th, I made the effort to come back and see if I can stay.
Others began rushing the border, fearing the new rules would make it more difficult to gain entry. President Biden conceded the border will be chaotic for a while immigration advocates threaten legal action.
The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
On Capitol Hill, House Republicans passed a sweeping border bill which is dead on arrival in the Senate, and President Biden has threatened to veto. It includes restarting construction of the border wall and places new restrictions on asylum seekers.
Record crossings, record carelessness, and record chaos. They treat the border like President Biden does. Ignore it and hope that it goes away.
All of us want to have an orderly system. The disorder is obvious at the border, but this bill won't fix that. It's mean, but it won't fix it.
Mayorkas called for Congress to pass comprehensive immigration reform, which hasn't happened since the 80s. Meantime, in border cities like El Paso, shelters are already full and officials overwhelmed.
The community has been gracious, and they've really stepped up to help us work and help our asylum seekers. But it's, like I said, this cannot be forever, and there has to be an end game.
And young children. Immigrants' rights groups are also calling for more federal funding to help avert a humanitarian crisis. Mayorkas announced $363 million to help with shelter and migrant services. In studio, Greg Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Okay, Greg, thank you for more perspective.